Hello, my dear students. I welcome you all to the ninth standard chemistry class. Today, we shall begin with the first chapter of chemistry, that is, matter in our surrounding. Topics to be covered are first, introduction, next, classification of matter, then, physical nature of matter, then, characteristics of particles of matter, states of matter, interconversion of matter, effects of change of temperature and pressure, evaporation and its factors affecting evaporation. Introduction. Children, as we look at our surroundings, we see a large variety of things with different shapes such as round, rectangle, triangle, etc. Sizes big, small, and textures like rough, smooth. Everything in this universe is made up of material, which scientists have named matter. The air we breathe, the food we eat, stones, clouds, stars, plants, and animals, even a small drop of water or a particle of sand. Everything is matter. So, what is matter? If you see all these things which are mentioned just now occupy space and have mass. In other words, we can say every anything that occupies space and has mass is called as a matter. Classification of matter. Earlier, when matter was classified, then the ancient philosophers or scientists said that matter was made up of five basic elements called air, fire, earth, and water and Panch Tattva. But with the advancement in the field of science, it was concluded that matter can be classified on the basis of two main properties, that is, physical and chemical, and therefore there are two main categories of matter. Matter is classified as physical nature of matter and chemical nature of matter. But in this chapter, we shall focus only on the physical properties or physical nature of matter. Physical nature of matter. What is matter made up of? So, for a long time, two schools of thought prevailed regarding the nature of matter. One group believed matter to be continuous like a block of wood, whereas the other thought that the matter was made up of particles like sand. Let us perform an activity to decide about the nature of matter. Is it continuous or particulate? So the activity 1.1 goes like this. Take 100 ml of beaker, fill half the beaker with water and mark the level of water. Dissolve some salt or a sugar with the help of a glass rod. Observe any change in water level. What do you think has happened to the salt? Where does it disappear? Does the level of water changes? In order to answer these questions, we need to use the idea that matter is made up of particles. So when the salt is dissolved, now it spreads throughout the water. Thus, we can conclude that matter is made up of particles. Now the question arises, how small are these particles of matter? So, to find out this, let us conduct one more activity, activity 1.2. Now, take 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate and dissolve them in 100 ml of water. Take out approximately 10 ml of this solution and put it into 90 ml of clear water. Then again take 10 ml of this solution and put it into another 90 ml of clear water. You have to keep diluting or the solution like this for 5 to 8 times. Now find out, is the water still colored? So this experiment shows that just a few crystals of potassium permanganate can color a large volume of water, that is about 1000 liter. So we conclude that there must be millions of tiny particles in just one crystal of potassium permanganate, which keep on dividing themselves into smaller and smaller particles. The same activity can be done using 2 ml of Dettol instead of potassium permanganate. The smell can be detected even on a repeated dilution. So, what is the conclusion of this experiment? Here, the particles of matter are very small. They are small beyond our imagination. So, we can say that the particles of matter are very tiny. So in this lesson we have covered the topics like introduction, then classification of matter and physical nature of matter. In the next video we'll cover, or we will see, the characteristics of the particles of matter in detail.